Yep.
Hey, Facebook, if you're seeing me, that means we're live and it's Friday. So if you're seeing me on your timeline, get on there, share.
Everybody
so
share, please.
Everybody in the audience, please share.
I love sharing.
And it's going to be a good
Sharing is
show. We're
caring.
down one man, but that's okay. Brian's just piddling over there. We've got our good friend Nic Allen from Nic Allen and the Troubled Minds in the house. He's going to play us some songs. So get ready for an awesome show. Don't forget to share. And like our page. Please,
cool.
thanks.
There you are.
There you are.
And Nick, you'll get a little kind of monitor right here to kind of see what's going on too, by the way. So you can see that.
You just wing it. Just clap when you think it's clap worthy. That'll be fun.
Gracie, coming around you.
You are okay to be happy whenever he says.
Hello, everybody.
You're back to school.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I can't scoot in anymore.
You what?
Oh,
I sent you the video.
You put this so close. I'm like, feel close.
Like you texted it?
It's for the design
Oh,
team.
no.
Oh,
DM on
you
Snapchat.
fired.
Oh wait. Let me
Hit me. Oh, there it is. It'll let me save it. It just won't let me send it back to you.
Facebook Live world, what is up? We're going to podcast here in just a second. Rest in peace to JD, who is not with us this evening. Jay Dizzle, if you're watching this, just live, man. Just live through the
Live
night.
your life, bud. Oh, damn it. Why is this not working?
What is not working, Gracie?
Everything.
That's not a great start at all.
Good. Everything's fine.
On the corner.
Yeah.
I really want my balloon and this. She has her heart set. I will gradually do that. You're smart. I know I invited you here for a reason. I know shit that you don't think I know. You're right.
Yes.
You are.
Oh, Lord of mercy sakes.
All right, dude.
Let's do it. Oh my gosh.
Listen, dude, it's a new setup. Don't knock it. Podcast in a box. They had to shrink the mouse size, or else it wasn't gonna fit.
Oh yeah, if you guys
This was
noticed, it
delivered
was
by
set
a
up.
drone.
Just a little thing Brian put together.
Yeah, don't judge. Please don't judge.
Please judge. Just talk shit to him. Just talk shit to him the whole time.
So yeah, we're looking good in the monitor. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna kick this thing off here.
Okay.
We got everybody in here.
Yeah, looks like it. Okay.
Did you guys hear about Mr. Peanut?
He's dead.
It's all in the-
He's peanut butter. We found out.
Oh.
He's peanut butter.
He must have been in a real jam.
Oh, well, you know what we need? Oh, don't worry, we'll talk about it later.
And Nick, we are gonna
Say
talk
that's a
first.
real
I'm not
spread.
gonna right this second.
This is all
Sorry if I'm misled.
good.
No.
Probably 15 minutes in is what I meant by early.
Sweet.
We're gonna talk a little shit first. Good deal.
A little?
All right, guys, we're going live. Here we go.
There's a lot of people watching.
Holler is intended for mature audiences only, so your mom is definitely invited. Sometimes controversial, always engaging. It's the podcast that lets your voice be heard. It's the podcast that shouts you out. It's time to holler. Can you dig it?
I could eat a unicorn one day through a Pop-Tart.
I like
Toaster strudel.
You like the jizzy part?
Yeah, I like the way it explodes.
You like it?
And to swallow it down. Oh my god.
Your tweets, snaps, Facebook comments, and even phone calls. Holler any way you want.
They used to give kids opiates to keep them quiet.
This is much less offensive than that.
JD, Brian, and Gracie. Holler at your boy. And a girl.
I feel like he
shrugs when I said,
It sounds, it's a shrug in a microphone. That's what it sounds like. Podcast world, what is up? Well, here's a new voice to start the show for you. It's your co-host, Brian.
Yeah.
And what we have here, we have Gracie as the other co-host,
Yeah.
because that means we are one man down today.
Man down,
And that's
man
okay.
down.
We don't give a shit. We're still going to just power right through it just fine. Rest in peace to our co-host, JD Short. He didn't pass away, we don't think. He's just very sick right now. So we're minus him, but the show must go on.
You didn't die?
He did. I don't think he died. We'll text
Should
him
I
after
cancel
the
those
show and
flowers
figure it
I
out.
sent? Oh, okay.
You might subscribe to our Facebook Live feed. By the way, Facebook Live world, thank you for tuning in. If you don't mind, we are a Huntington, West Virginia local podcast. Please share this because, spread the love. That's what we would do for you. So spread the love. So this show, this is Holler, the podcast that shouts you out. We're gonna talk a lot of shit about some shit. Here in just a few, we're going to play some snaps that you've sent us. We got some really funny polls lined up. But most importantly, we've got some great live music tonight. With us, we have none other than Nic Allen of Nic Allen and the Troubled Minds. Say what's up, dude.
How we doing, everyone?
Dude, we're so happy to have you here. So it's just you. You're solo tonight.
Yeah, flying solo.
So your Troubled Minds are gone. Do they call themselves that, or did I just make that up?
I don't know. It's
Okay, this is like the Hootie and the Blowfish situation where
Right.
they're your blowfish and you're a Hootie. That's how it goes, man.
They're your blowfish.
Yeah, we'll just pretend that didn't. Okay. Now, Nick, for somebody that doesn't know you, they haven't heard your music before. Can you just give a little example of what genre you fall in? Maybe like an influence, like what they can expect to hear.
I don't know, the album's a little bit different across the board, so I guess it would be a little bit of country, a little bit of southern rock, and
That's exactly how I describe it. I'm glad you
a
said
little
that.
Allman Brothers, and,
Yeah.
and then especially the newer stuff is
Yeah.
a little bit more Allman Brothers-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it. I was struggling to come up with the genre because it's a little bit of all of those, and that's exactly right. And we've got a nice little audience back here. We got a real audience. We got a Facebook Live audience. Everyone's excited to hear you play, and we're going to get to that here shortly. But before we start anything, we've got to start this thing off with a toast. Everybody out there in the audience, please raise your glasses, and then we're going to kick this thing off.
Or cans.
Or Ice Mountain.
Or Ice Mountain, that works.
Stay hydrated.
All right, guys, here's your Holler toast. Guys, this week has brought us the terrible news that Mr. Peanut has passed away. Roast in pieces, you iconic son of a bitch. Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Premature.
I just have PTSD.
Nick, that intro is from a band called Zugma. The song is Jerry Diesel, and we always love to shout them out. That's a Nashville guy. And yeah, we really appreciate him letting us use his awesome music that he lent us for this show. Listen, man, before we dive into your music, because I want to let everybody know something we're gonna do a little bit different this show. You're gonna get live music right off the bat here, so we're gonna talk a little shit first, but then we'll get you to play something, and then we'll open snaps, we'll shots fired, all the stuff that everyone's used to with Holler, the podcast that shouts you out. But before we get into all of this stuff, and then we'll get you to play one more song last.
Yeah.
But before we get into all this stuff, our other co-host is sick. We sort of mentioned that in the intro. I don't know if you've seen what's going around lately, but I don't think it's looking good for him. He may have the coronavirus.
Oh.
Do you?
Did you get some lines?
Do you know anything about this coronavirus? Like, what's going on, dude? I mean, we've all seen the news, right? Can you tell me anything about the coronavirus?
No,
Coronas do you have to drink?
No.
It's right up his. This has to be how he caught it. I've seen his Snap story. This has to be how he caught it. Gracie, please educate us on the coronavirus. What the fuck is going on in the world?
This is my medical textbook. I have done lots of research.
I trust you. You
Just
are a
kidding, I
doctor.
got on WebMD and everybody's dying. Just kidding. So, really, it originated in Wuhan, that's my name, China. So, it started, it just came about. I don't know what's happening. Do you know they have this, whole city on lockdown and no one can go in or out? Yeah, so that's the thing right now.
It's like a 1,000-bed hospital.
They're trying to build it. I don't think they got it built yet.
It's like from the movie District 9 when they fucking make all the aliens live in a tent land, but these are the coronavirus. Non-aliens, they're actual humans.
They're oh, that's disgusting.
We're sliding cat food under the door good luck, motherfucker, live.
Never seen it.
District 9.
So, it originated in China, and they think it originated in snakes, of all things. And you can...
I was going to say they always blame animals.
Yes,
It's
because you can get it from an animal. It can transmit from an animal to a human. So, eating meat from the animal, touching infected animals.
Sneaky little snake.
A little snake.
Coronavirus.
And they only have 2 snakes in fucking where it is, in southern China. They
gotta rename that to the Corona snake.
The mini-banded karate. It's mini bands,
Mini bands.
Mini bands. I wish we had a band to make her dance down with the burnout. And the Chinese cobra. So I don't know if anybody's been eating some Chinese
How many
cobra.
people are fucking with snakes in China? Good
Well, they got a lot of people. It's kind of a gonna happen sooner or later thing.
Yeah. So there's 1,000 confirmed cases.
That's a lot. That's way more than I thought she was gonna say.
41 people have died.
JD,
are you out there? Are you dead? And they have 8,420 under observation.
Holy shit, this is like a big deal. Don't go to China, I guess?
No, too bad. Too late.
Are you touring in China anytime soon?
We were, but we're having to cancel.
Please do.
They love us over there.
Country Southern Rock is right up their alley.
Well, never fear. It's in the United States, Brian.
See, now where can't we go, Gracie?
Washington State and
You going
Chicago.
Haven't made it.
How about Chicago?
Okay.
No, Chicago, okay.
Listen, I'm on to something here, okay? For all that info, this is what I gathered. Coronavirus, snakes, hear me out.
Okay.
I think this will sell. I've got us a marketable idea. A bottle opener that's a snake head made by Corona.
That's a good one.
You get it? It's a fucking
someone
joke.
needs to tweet them right now.
Sorry about your relatives. To all your homies, click. You're done. So, yeah.
Oh my God.
You heard it here first. That's trademarked. Nobody can use that. And that's how we're rolling with that. Anyways. Moving on for a second here. Nick, back to you here. So, let's get this straight. Again, for people that don't know anything about you, they've never heard you play, they're going to hear you play here in just a second. You're going to go acoustic for us tonight.
Yes.
Which is something that you do often, so you're comfy with doing this.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You do this all the time, right? Would you say you go acoustic solo like this as much as you go with the band, or even more?
Right now we're doing a lot of band stuff. So I did do a solo show. I'm trying to think. That was last weekend. So last Saturday I did a solo show in Lexington, and the full band played the Burl on the Sunday. So right now it's the band is kind of going full force. So which is great because there for a while the solo shows were outweighing the band shows, but our name's starting to spread, our music's starting to spread, and we're starting to get shows booked full band. So.
Well, I've certainly heard you guys live before, and I'll tell you what, this is the God honest truth, and that's why I'm selling it this way on the podcast. I didn't know you at all, right? We met one time previously.
Yes.
We had done another podcast together. Okay, so I didn't know you at all. You came in, and I just thought, cool. I mean, I'm always amped for live music. I didn't know anything about you. You played live. You blew my mind. You guys were so good. I just feel like, have you guys tried Nashville yet? Like, what's the deal? If you guys got a hold of Nashville, they would love you guys.
You know, we've played a private gig down there, and that was about it. It's really hard to get.
Do you remember that private gig at all?
Huh?
I was hearing some about that private gig in the pre-came.
There's no
It's too early for all of this now.
Anyway, pre-game. I can't speak words very well sometimes.
It It was the pregame, it was the postgame, it was everything. I remember.
I was curious if you remembered it.
No, but my wife remembers a lot of it, and
Oh.
she was quite upset because apparently I locked myself in the bathroom and was having a panic
Oh
attack
my god.
because the Four Roses got to me a little bit.
See, travel south, man. That bourbon will bite you.
Oh, I drank a bottle of it. It was not good.
This is why Nick has a whole selection of bourbon here at Holler Studios, and he's drinking a bottle of water instead. It's all back to the story again, right? Yeah, snake will bite you. You gotta be careful.
Careful,
Get a whiff of that, and my stomach curls. So.
But yeah, dude, you guys are just fantastic.
It,
Yeah, and I know that you're going to be fantastic solo as well. We're so super stoked to have you here. How about, before we dive into anything else, you kind of intro maybe what song you're going to play for us? What do you got?
I hadn't thought about it, but I guess we'll do For Heaven's Sake off the rip, and then we'll go from there. I got a new one I want to play for you.
Okay, awesome. So
Yes,
we'll like end with that one.
Yeah,
Is how we'll do it. All right, so we'll get things set up, and then we'll take off with this thing. All right.
Sounds good, man.
All right, man. So we are paused right now. You can set up. I'll come back in with a stab. I'll intro you, and then we'll get you going. Did you say For Heaven's Sake?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you? Okay, gotcha.
No, I said I could. I'm trying. I'm about to be in camera mode. So y'all just know. Y'all just know. Y'all just know. My battery has
That's perfect. That's perfect.
All right, cool.
So, ready when you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever you
We'll just intro you and get you going here, man.
All right, cool.
And we're back.
Send your dick pics to Gracie at officialholler.com.
Is there a better way to intro the song For Heaven's
I feel
Sake?
like
No,
there
no,
could be a better
please.
way to intro
We'll
this.
never again have that intro that way. All right. Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nic Allen with his song. Is this Nic Allen and the Trouble Minds?
Yeah,
Your old
yeah.
song. So is it on your current album?
Yes, it's. I think it leads off the album.
Okay.
yeah.
So this is what they lead off with. This is For Heaven's Sake.
Drunk rounding once again, staggering around. Is this who I am? Certainly hope not. It's driving me insane. Wandering round Fifth Avenue, don't know where I am or where I'll go. The bottle will lead me to my promised land. I've been drinking all night. There's no life behind my eyes. Won't somebody come and save me for heaven's sake? I'm gonna drink until I die, and I'll see you by and by. Won't somebody come and save me for heaven's sake? be drinking all night. There's no life behind my eyes. Won't somebody come and save me for heaven's sake? I'm gonna drink until I die, and I'll see you by and by. Won't somebody come and save me for heaven's sake? Won't somebody come and save me for heaven's sake? Won't somebody come and save me for heaven's sake?
Nic Allen, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
That's fantastic. That's the way I like to start a show right there, my man. Absolutely.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so good. We'll give you one of those for that. All right, so listen, this is the podcast that shouts you out. We have to get to the fan base at this point. They're the reason that we're doing this show. So, without further ado, let's kind of intro. I believe we have some polls going on, some Holler polls. So, for example, my poll this evening. We'll just go ahead and kick this thing off. And I don't know if you've seen this yet or not, Nick. So you can think of an answer.
Cool.
Come around to you.
Sounds good.
I want you out there to refer to your pet as your roommate and tell me something that your roommate does. So, Gracie, let's hear it. Tell me something your roommate does.
My roommate sheds all over the damn house, and for some unknown reason, she likes to chew up my bras.
That's a really weird thing for a roommate to do.
Fucking no.
Where did you find this roommate?
On the internet.
I'm going to listen. I've got a crazy roommate as well.
Okay, let's hear it.
I've got a diva roommate.
Same actually, but keep going.
My roommate will not go outside when it rains. Looks to me for help. Makes me come home on my lunch hours to untuck him out of bed. How weird is that for a roommate?
That's the weirdest roommate.
Yeah.
Well, listen, my roommate's the same with the diva thing and not going outside in the rain.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I kiss my roommate around the face.
Where did you find your roommate?
It's a long story.
Oh, okay.
Someone gave him away.
I can see why.
Very lovable. Very lovable. Anyways, let's see what Holler Nation has to say. Let's kick this thing off with Gabe. Gabe is snapping us from North Carolina. You can snap him at Gabe Stabil 2. Let's see what Gabe's roommate does.
Man, this is my roommate Opie. He's got this awesome party trick where he can eat his ass. Camera shot.
Nice.
His name was Opie, and he eats his ass.
That's a flexible roommate.
Unbelievable.
Sounds like a fun roommate, honestly.
Oddly enough, we've got 2 in a row from North Carolina, totally unrelated. They don't know each other, but they are Holler listeners. This next one is going to come from Adam, and you can snap Adam at A Hall of ALY, and Adam, we're going to load his snap up. He says this.
My roommate will straight up spread her legs in front of company and with unwavering eye.
So that's 2 vulgar roommates so far. One asshole and one spread the legs. This is getting good. We're gonna open up another one. This one comes from Rachel. You can snap her at Ray Does Hair. Ray, tell us about your roommate.
I swear, every time I get comfortable on my couch, my roommate will crawl upon me, curl up on my chest, with his face about an inch from mine, and just lay there, staring at me. No concept of personal space. It's better than when he shows his butthole. I hate that.
Gracie, are we going to have to start a butthole chart for this poll? How many roommate buttholes are we going to get?
Like, how many is that? Like
that
3,
that
right?
might be the winner.
Butthole.
This next snap, 3 buttholes so
Just
far.
tally 3
That's
buttholes,
pretty good.
guys.
Yeah, pretty good odds. This next snap comes from Corey. You can snap him at Megatron483. Corey says, my roommate licks his dick and butthole
Oh, another butthole.
and then tries to tongue kiss me on the mouth. He rarely bathes, and he never vacuums or washes my dishes. So many buttholes on this podcast. Holy shit. This one, I'm going to do this Holler listener. I know she's watching right now. This is Brittany. She says, you guys never shout me out in the first wave. Well, guess what, Brittany? Now's your moment. We're shouting you out in the first wave, girl. So this is Brittany. You can snap her at dumb broad, and that's broad with a 0. She says, yeah, I got it, Brittany. Oh, that was unrelated. Okay. She says, hey, that was a personal snap, not a Holler snap. Just kidding. Well, Brittany, see, I tried to do you a favor and give you the first round, and then this is what you do.
Let you down.
I hope she's watching, man.
Let you down.
We got it. Yeah. All you had to say was your roommate shows their butthole. You've been right there with everybody else. Let's open up one more before we kick this thing over to the next poll. This one comes from Jeremy Ray. You can snap him at JRazor85. That's Razor with a Z. And Jeremy says,
my roommate Bella, all she does is just fart, spin in a circle. That fucking bitch. If she would just stop doing that, it's so gross. Sometimes she likes to lick her own ass.
Oh.
I'm sitting here just watching, just constantly watching her trying to lick her own fucking ass. It's so gross. I wish she would just fucking stop or move out.
guys, I never saw this coming with all the assholes. I'm so sorry. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Nick, do you have a roommate that you would like to say?
Yeah, I've got a roommate. It doesn't involve.
Does it start with butthole?
It doesn't involve our buttholes per se, but you know, my roommates are weird. Like I get ready in the morning time, and I'll take my underwear off and put them in the floor of the bathroom because I'm a nasty man. And my roommate will just like come to my dirty underwear and just roll in it. I don't know why. Like, what's going on with that, guys?
I don't know, man. These are
just rolling my dirty underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, Brittany. Yeah, sure you're sorry. Forgot it was snap night. It's Friday, Brittany. What other day is snap night?
She forgot it's snap night as she opens my Holler poll as I sent it to her.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hi, my snap is down, but I have an answer.
Oh, okay, go for it.
My roommate once chewed the crotch out of my shorts. Only.
I'm seeing a theme with these roommates. They are very crotchy.
Brian and I share the same roommate.
Yeah, we do.
Mind you.
Yeah, that's the same roommate that doesn't like the rain.
Yeah.
He sleeps all day. Lazy
freaking bum.
pants crotch eater guy.
That's the only part that hit me too. That's great.
Gracie, please scoot us away from this poll for a second. What do you have going on this evening?
Well, I thought it would be a brilliant idea to ask if Kirby inhaled and murdered you, what ability would he instantly gain?
Okay, so with yours, I want to open some snaps first and see what people say, and then we'll go around the table.
Ooh. Alright, listen, I already know what this, I don't actually know what these are going to say. Alright, I'm going to open one from Aranda, and you can snap her at Ambi for life, spelled just like it sounds. And, that's my sound, sorry. Here we go.
So I thought I had a good answer, but here's Isaac's. Drink 10 40s of Steel Reserve in one night. So I thought.
Nice. He's from Of the Dell, by the way.
Kirby's gonna die of alcohol poisoning.
Isaac, be on our show, damn it. Okay, next snap's gonna come from Olivia. She is a co-worker, and you can snap her at Olivia with, that's Oliveaa. That's a lot of A's, Olivia. And she says, oops.
Gracie, I asked Aaron this very important question, and he said that Kirby would gain good looks. That's not true. But if Kirby was to inhale me, he would probably gain the ability to cry over everything. That's probably it. Anything? I cry a lot. Yeah. Kirby would cry all the time if he inhaled me.
Does So far, we've made Kirby sad and really drunk.
I'm telling you, we're going to get a lot of those.
I think that
We're going to get a
also.
lot of crying ones.
I think that also.
The next one is I'm going to do a text chat. And it's from Nikki. You all know how to snap her. It's NickLid322. And she says, overthinking. She sent me a little gift, but it's a sad one. Whoa. Overthinking, the art of creating problems that weren't even there. How depressing. Thank you for that.
Nikki, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Just text us after the show, Nikki. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Brian, what ability, if Kirby inhaled and murdered you? I like the murdered part, honestly.
I know, why do you have to look me in the eye when you say that? If he inhales you, we get it. You're already gone. You don't have to reiterate.
With his digestive system? Anyway, what ability would he instantly gain?
What do you think I'm going to say?
Something about fucking sports. Damn kickball or some shit.
I always like to go this route with Gracie, and then I like to just hit her with something opposite just for the hell of it. However, I'm not going to do that this time.
I knew it was going to be sports. I already knew your answer.
Kirby's gonna gain speed, man. This guy's gonna get this guy.
He does kind of waddle a little bit whenever he walks. He's like,
Kirby needs to shed some pounds. We're gonna give him some speed, all right? So
I don't think he's gonna take your he's just.
He runs.
His little feet are gonna go quick.
Enough, his little feet will go. Kirby, I hope you like kickball. That's what you're getting when you see me, you son of a bitch.
That's what happens.
Kirby, I can't swing a softball bat. That's what you're getting. That's it. He'll grow the ability to grow arms and hit a softball. Yes.
Oh my God.
In order to play the sports.
This got a little weird. Nick,
Sport Kirby. Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know really a skill he gained from me, but he might gain an extra like 230
Oh.
Kirby, you like carbs?
Yeah, like I can freak out a shit ton of mo's as
Karby.
Karby.
Karby. From Kirby to Karby. And that is the title of the show.
And let me just make a note of that.
Nick, I will say I think Kirby would grow an awesome head of hair.
Well, thank you.
You can inherit that. You can inherit that, which will be awesome on Kirby or Karby.
Anyway.
Fantastic.
Alright, Brian. Kirby's gonna inhale and murder me. What ability is he gonna gain?
Jesus Christ. Resting bitch face?
Oh,
is that one?
Yeah.
The ability to see through someone?
See
through their soul?
Is that a good thing?
No, it's not a good thing. You're doing it right now. I'm scared. A dirty mouth? You want me to keep going?
The ability, I'm not gonna let you look at me the rest of the night. The ability to probably talk shit a lot.
See, I knew you were going to reiterate what I just said. I knew we were heading down that route.
Or knit hats. That's about all I got.
The ability to tell people.
To knit hats.
That's
Yeah,
where we are.
pretty much.
Do we have anything else in Facebook world that you might want to shut? Yeah, no worries. I'll give you a second here.
Oh, wait, I'm already on Facebook. Oh, yes, I forgot my sound is on.
It's all good. We're just
Anyway,
saying this.
so here we are. I just need you guys to know that someone named Digface Lickett just added me as a friend on Snapchat.
That's fantastic. That's
Okay.
what the show's all about.
Anyway, here we are. Where the fuck are we, honestly? Alright,
We're at a
so we
podcast.
have some for. Do you want some for your poll?
Anything. Shout them
Okay.
out.
So Alexis said, my roommate still sniffs the toddler's butt a little too excitedly. Like, it made sense when he was still in diapers and we were trying to figure out if he needed change. But he's been potty trained for months and my roommate still gets up in there.
Butts and butts and butts and butts and butts.
Lots of butts. Holly says, I take pictures of my roommate when he falls asleep naked on the couch. Oh, mercy. Alright, then for mine, I know that, okay, here we go. Jerry, aka The Boulder, says, none, I am poisonous, Kirby dies. A little cop out.
Yeah, Kirby's gonna die a few times in this bowl, I feel like. The first one was alcohol poisoning. That one was just evil. He's just poisonous.
And LaCandace, who's in the audience, says road rage.
Hey, that's a good one. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, with that, we shall scoot boots. Okay, so we're paused right now. We're going to set up for shots fired, which is where we fire a shot about something while we drink a shot of something. Obviously, water's fine. But think of something that pisses you off, something that angers you. Shouldn't be hard. Just open Facebook or something, and there it is. If anybody has to like pee right now, now would be a good
I'm
time.
going to maneuver and sit in front of the fridge
Cool.
because so I can picture.
Gracie, do you have one pulled up or are you able to go first?
A shot? Yeah.
Your shot's fired. It is ready.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Okay, so I have some Facebook things that are going on over here.
Yeah, shout the Facebook world. This is the extra that you get in Facebook Live mode.
Yeah, Alexa says Nic Allen side-eyeing like a champ. At least your hair looks fab. And then she says, woo! Don't know what that was for, maybe probably because you're playing or something. Chase says, look at these sex robots just getting down on a podcast. I shall return.
What?
Brittany says, oh, she already said she was sorry. Then she said, I was trying to show that
Can you use a coaster,
Corey made a
please?
very sad dick-shaped cookie cutter. And then, Ethan.
Could you not
Ethan says, Kirby would become
Who's
LOL.
this?
Pretty much any sport Kirby does and does.
Huh?
Pretty much master them all.
Well, can you use a coaster, please?
If you want to give me one.
She,
I don't think.
she's a woman. She deserves a roller coaster, Carrie.
Set up.
Well, here's a real coaster.
There you go.
Yeah, if you're gonna go, I'm gonna let you go because we're about to keep rolling here.
Oh, Dwayne, I love you too.
Dwayne.
Oh, not yours, mine.
Oh, I thought we had Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh, I wish. Dwayne was here.
That was my resting good face, wasn't it?
No, it was.
I have a little snuggy sort of.
Yeah, it's a little.
You can edit my smile, right?
I'll just like warp your face up. Like the joke.
My motto is anything can be edited.
Sorry, getting ready to pass gas over there.
Oh, okay, so.
Yeah.
Show everybody right here. Can you see back in? Right now.
All right, guys, time for shots fired. We're gonna kick this thing back off. Here we go.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Ah, yes, our favorite time to talk shit about whatever we want for free with no backlash when we take a shot to it. This is Shots Fired. So for those tuning into Holler, the podcast that shouts you out, this is Shots Fired, where we're going to do exactly what we said. We're going to talk some shit about something, and then we're going to take a shot of something while we do it. Everybody around the board, think of your answers. Gracie, I'm going to let you kick this thing off. What do you have to fire a shot about this week?
So, inconsiderate people make me very angry. I just want to run them over with my car. So...
This is that power that Kirby gained that we talked about. I knew this.
The anger, the rage that is in my soul, that's what Kirby gains. So, say you were supposed to give someone lunch at 9 o'clock, but you're an absolute fucking bitch and decide you just want to piddle the fuck around and not give someone their break at 9 o'clock. That makes me mad because you're inconsiderate and someone already had plans for a little lunch break at 9 o'clock, but you're just a bitch. Stop being a bitch and do the right thing.
This sounds oddly
That's it.
specific.
It's very specific.
Exactly 9 o'clock. If you're watching, please take care of Gracie. I'm sorry. Sorry she just called you a bitch.
Don't be sorry, she's a bitch.
Yeah, fuck you, 9 o'clock. And that's it. Gracie, there you go.
There I am.
Sometimes you gotta break out the old shotgun. You all saw it off. Alright, so moving on. My shots fired this week. Okay, this just happened to me this week, and it made me think about something, which is don't sweat the small things. This bothers me so much when I see people get eaten alive by such small shit that will just ruin their whole day. They'll take one negative thing and they'll just dive bomb with it. And it's fucking annoying. People, it's one negative thing that happened in your life. Like, suck it up, get over it. The day is still young. The day, you can still make it through your day. You don't have to ruin everyone else's day because you're now mad because one little thing happened. For example, Gracie, you're gonna laugh at this story. This was my fault, okay? I drive a Hummer. I went to switch lanes. I put my blinker on. About at the same time I was switching lanes really fast, and this car lays on its horn because it was in my blind spot. No big deal. That's what blinkers are for, and that's what horns are for. Everything worked flawlessly. I corrected myself. I didn't hit the car. They were all good. Except here's what happened. As I kept driving in the lane, the horn never went off. It just the whole way. I'm like, okay, I get the point. Lady pulls up beside me, and it's like a 73-year-old cotton-head grandma wearing like the blinders, the sunglasses blinders, like she just got out of the eye doctor, you know. That too was so mad at me. Well, anyways, we've been driving for like 2 blocks at this point. This lady, I don't know what she was saying, but man, it was fast. She was going and going, and she was by herself in her car, and she was mad, dude. She was mad because I put my blinker on and went to get over in the lane, didn't see her, and then I corrected myself when she honked. It ruined her whole day, you could tell. She was cussing and cussing and cussing. And I could see she ended up turning into Kroger, and she was still cussing as she was turning into Kroger. And I'm just thinking, man, that lady probably went home and was like, you'll never believe what happened. A car almost got over in my lane.
What color was that car?
It was white.
Oh dear.
A white SUV.
Okay.
Is that your mama?
No, just making sure it wasn't.
Okay.
Because then I would have to beat your ass.
You know what?
Running over my Nana.
Nana,
How dare you?
all the Nanas and Meemaws and Mamas, I'm sorry about it. If that was you, cheers to it. Fire the shut.
Chaos.
Got a new gun this episode. I don't know. Nick, fire a shot. What's up, dude? What's up with you this week?
Man, this week has been shit.
Oh,
This
Oh,
week,
wait, I already know.
you know what I'm thinking on.
Fuck, I'm really sad I asked, man.
God
Brian.
damn, what a week it's been. Fucking corporate greed, let's call it that. I'm getting fired anyways, I'll speak my mind.
Oh no.
You know, they, when a company makes $10 billion in profit, billion with a B, and then they come into a small community and shut down a community hospital with 1,300 jobs and leave a lot of people abandoned and hopeless, not just workers but patients. So yeah, they can kiss my ass. That's my shot fired for the week. And it's been a shitty week, and the fact that they broke it to us at like 11:30 on a Tuesday, because Tuesdays kind of suck as it is already. And man alive.
11:30 a.m. on a Tuesday?
Yeah. And then they broke the news at noon.
So there was no work like the next day, or they were just warning you that like.
No, they were warning us.
Okay.
They told the news like September, and it makes it look good, and then they told us Thursday, oh, you guys are taking no more referrals from outside sources, so we're looking at about March. So.
Yeah. No big deal. Just mess with a lot of families. A lot of people just trying to pay their rent, their mortgage. Hey, no big deal. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Dude, shots fired.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't understand it. It's a code.
Man, that is just.
That was the week for you to do a shots fired.
That was. I didn't have anything.
Like, I'm both sorry but not sorry at the same time because it was an excellent shots fired. So, all right, let's scoot this thing on. Maybe give some more shout outs, Gracie, if you wouldn't mind. I'll hit the stab for you here, but if you wouldn't mind, maybe gear up on our polls on Facebook and not the Facebook Live, because I know we had some answers out there in that world, and we'll shout them out next. So here we go. It's Holler.
2 dudes, 1 girl, and a bottle of Jaeger. What could go wrong? It's Holler.
And even without our co-host, it's still 2 dudes and a girl and a bottle of Jaeger. So all the same thing. So you're always out there, Gracie. I'm sorry.
Maybe my sister's back. Jeez Louise. Anyway, my sister's birthday is Monday. Don't ever forget that.
Oh, okay, noted.
Okay, So,
It's not noted. I'll fuck that up.
so Brian, we're going to read some for your polls and for your poll, whatever. We have one or two. LaCandace, who's in the audience, says, my roommate cries every time I enter a room because she is so happy to see me she can't contain herself. She also scratches my tits all up trying to get to me.
Hashtag titty scratch.
Oh, she's cute. Look at this little baby. Look at that roommate.
let's give us
That's a cute roommate.
That's a narwhal. Dog.
I think
Wall.
it's a unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, anyway. Tiffany says, I think narwhals are extinct or fake or
That was a nardog. It's a different
It's a
one.
nardog. Okay, got it. Tiffany says, my roommate shits in a box and yells at me when she's hungry. I think my son likes her more than me. That's fine. Nothing from the audience. That's it.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't.
Sorry, Tiffany. I guess it wasn't that funny. Angela says, my roommate's farts are so loud and stinky they wake me up from a dead sleep and she's in a different room. She's a 14-pound, 13-year-old Shih Tzu.
Nice.
Alexis says, my roommate has a black ferret that he carries around in his mouth everywhere he goes. He also drinks from a water fountain and eats his food like a raccoon. That's funny. Jerry says, one time my roommate ate a sock and couldn't poop. He almost died. Oh my gosh.
Like, first your roommate eats your sock and he's like, by the way, I'm gonna die. Well, fuck.
Here's my medical bills.
I suspect my other roommate is bulimic because every time she eats, she drinks a ton, then she throws up.
Dude, I don't know why. I just thought of like a really dark one. What if we get some like asshole on here who's like, well, my roommate was like going down, had to take her back out and take her out in the bag and shoot her.
Well, we're off the butthole thing.
Yeah, that would be off the butthole. That's a different kind of butthole.
For real. Okay. We're going to read some from mine about Kirby murdering you. Fran says the ability to overthink every situation until he's sick, and the ability to rearrange the dishwasher until every dish fits him and the sink fits. How about get your dishes clean, Fran?
Her roommate can do dishes? Is that what she said?
No, I said we're talking about Kirby and murdering
sorry.
people now.
Sorry. I was like,
You have to listen to me.
I was like,
if I'm going to be your co-host, you have to listen to me.
with the dog paws, how will they? Okay, I got it.
Anyway, she doesn't have any roommates. Anyway, Chase says, bro, welcome to unlimited lives because you can't be killed. You're welcome, Kirby. Chase,
It's been...
is Chase immortal? Chase, are you immortal?
He does kind of describe himself as that, yeah. He has like multiple lives. He just keeps living them. I mean, he keeps knocking a few off.
Is he a cat?
He is a cat, man.
Angela says, the ability to piss people off just because you're breathing. And the last one for Facebook about Kirby and murdering people is from Mary, my memes. Oh, God, I can't believe I have to read this one out loud. He would be able to expel gas on demand.
Yeah, that would help him. That would help him like float around.
Oh.
He would just zip around on his own
People are freaking
shitstorm.
Ew, that's gross.
Shithole.
Anyway. Oh, gross.
This is...
Why don't you open something over there? Or you want to talk about something else?
Yeah,
What do you wanna do?
let's kick it back over to my poll here. Let's see what Holler Nation has to say in Snap World for me. And again, this is back to the roommate one. So we'll open some videos here. We always give them first priority, guys. Holler Nation always thank you for snapping the videos. This first one's from Jason Parsons. You can snap him at ParsyPar. Jason, what's your roommate do, dude? I don't think you.
You look old and slow. You look old and slow.
Well, that was just mean.
Yeah, that's just being mean like Grace. See, this is what Parsons does though. He likes to troll the podcast. So Parsons, dude, whatever, man. Race me, son. Race me. This next one comes from Corey. You can snap him at Luca Pena 567. Corey, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on, Holler? Great show so far. And gotta talk about my roommate. So like, my roommate went out late the other night, and hey, come home. I don't know what's going on. I miss my roommate.
Damn, dude. I hope you find
That's
your
really
roommate.
sad.
That's the saddest one. Yeah. This next one comes from Kayla. You can snap her at KBay92. Oh, this is a Kirby. Holy shit.
Oh, okay. Buy a car and still
Let's
You're
Let it play
fine.
again. I just wanted to say that again. That's all I wanted. Kirby the dick sucker. Holy shit.
It's only a little pink one.
This is why I love Holler Nation. You just never know where they're going. You really don't. I'm going to open up one more. This one comes from Selena. You can snap her at... You know what? I'm not even going to read that. This is from Selena. Selena said her roommate, she'd smack me in the face and stare at me just like she didn't do that. That's rude.
That is rude.
All these roommates are just
These
very
roommates are
rude.
dicks.
Yeah, we don't ever have any nice roommates on this one.
All right. We're back to Kirby and murder.
Okay, go for it.
Excited? All right, so the first one I'm going to open up is from my friend Brittany, and you can snap her at B. Joby. That's a lot of letters. Anyway, oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm not used to this.
She's just bragging that she
know.
knew.
Oh, they're her babies.
She knew who Kirby was, is what she said.
No, she doesn't know who Kirby
Oh, she
is.
doesn't? Womp womp.
Oh, that's the worst. Alright, next one is from Rachel, our good pal. You all know how to snap her because she snaps the show all the time.
Kirby would have superpowered anxiety. Give him some coffee and it'll be even more extreme.
I was just about to say, Kirby needs anxiety meds for this,
Yeah.
for this cold.
The next snap I'm going to open is from my friend Ann's, and we're going to do this is a text snap, and she says, Kirby would have the ability to sob at literally anything with the shruggy emoji. Yes, we know.
So, like poll-wise, that's probably it for the evening. I will say this, everyone that's listening on Spotify, iTunes, things like that.
Dang, do you want me to play the rest of mine?
No, this is what I'm getting at. You guys listening on Spotify, iTunes, you kind of get a shortened version of the show. If you do want to tune into our Facebook Live, which we highly recommend, find us on Facebook, facebook.com/officialhollerpod, and you'll get the extended version of the show when we answer the rest of these. And that's when we have some real fun, because people usually say some real fucked up shit. And we'll drink with you live as well, and you can keep talking to us, and we'll talk back at you. But right now, the whole reason we're here is because Nic Allen is here, and he hasn't said anything in a long time. It's because we kind of shut you out, man. That's
It's
our
fine.
bad.
Hey,
No.
you guys do
Don't
your
fall
thing.
asleep over
No,
there,
I'm
man.
good.
Oh, he's going to fall asleep.
But no, you are going to sing us another one, and I'm going to give you the option before we set up shop to sing us another song here. Do you want to intro the song and explain what this might be about before they listen, or do you want to do it after?
Oh, we can do it either way.
Let's go before. Let's tell them what this is about to be about, and then let's go.
Yeah. So this is a new one that we've been working on, and I've had the lyrics and everything done for a while. It's called "Why Can't You Love Me Again," and it's just a sad country song, man. It's about being left alone and trying to change your bad ways, which I've had a lot of them. But no matter how hard you try, you still messed up, and some people leave your life for good. So that's what this one's.
Well, that is a fantastic intro, and Nick, I do want to pick your brain a little bit more about songwriting, etc. But we're going to do that after the song. So we'll let you get set up here, and then we'll move on to that.
2 dudes, 1 girl, and a bottle of Jaeger. What could go wrong? It's Holler.
So we're paused right now. I just want you to get set up. I didn't want you to rush or anything. And then once you're ready, we'll get going. And like I said, we'll talk to you a little bit more, and we'll shut this thing down. Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, Holler Nation, and once again, we are giving you Nic Allen. Here we go.
Day I wait, sorrow I shake, by the man I was, but I've been thinking about you again. seen. And I've been drinking again to forget those memories. But I changed my ways, hoped you'd stay, but I'm too late. Why can't you just love me tonight? Close your eyes and say that I'm your man. Bury the pain I caused you, babe. I'll never understand, but I've worked real hard, come this far to change the man I am. Why can't you love me again? I saw you tonight, pale moonlight, with him hand in hand. You seem to be doing fine without me in your life. The awful things I often do, I'm glad he shows you all of the care in the world, the love you deserve. But I changed my ways, hoped you'd stay, but I'm too late. Why can't you just love me tonight? Close your eyes and say that I'm your man. Bury the pain I caused you, babe. I'll never understand, but I've worked real hard, come this far to change the man I am. Why can't you love me again? I guess I'll fade away. We'll go our separate ways. Our separate ways. Why can't you just love me tonight? Close your eyes and say that I'm your man. Bury the pain I caused you, babe. I'll never understand, but I've worked real hard and come this far to change the man I am. Why can't you love me again? But why can't you love me again?
All right, guys, one more time for Nic Allen. That was fantastic, man. Do that all night long. You should just be the whole show, man.
So wait, was that an exclusive, or is other people? Have anybody else heard that?
We played it at the Burrow full band, but I don't think I haven't played that else anywhere. So
Ooh, there you go,
Yeah.
Facebook Live. You're welcome. You're welcome for that piece and audience out there. Nic, you strike me as the kind of guy they don't have to edit or mess with your voice very much in post.
I hope not. We'll have to discuss with Jeff that, but we try to get it spot on. So
Yeah.
we had a little bit of reverb and stuff like that, but we try very hard not to do any I don't know, any like auto tune, I guess, to pitch correction.
I was going to ask you about that. Would that make you? What if you guys selling out is the wrong word, but what if you did join a label that you kind of lost a little bit of control and they did that to your voice? Would you be able to sleep at night if they fucked with it?
Man, I don't.
You a little bit? That'd be your shots fired that week.
Yeah, it'd probably be because I don't know, the thought of somebody else telling me what to do, especially with the music and stuff. I don't know. It's not
so opposite of what creativity is, and man, it really clashes right there.
I feel like it would restrict, because I write a lot of songs about, you know, drug use, alcoholism, and all the good stuff and things that I've experienced in my life, and I really, I don't know. I feel like if something like that with a big label, they would really tone that back. But once you start letting something like that control your songs and even other people write lyrics and stuff, it just, you lose a piece of that, and it's not real to me anymore. So I don't know. That's a tough question.
We learn they're wrong half the time.
Yeah. And a paycheck would be nice, but I don't.
Yeah.
That modern
not why you started.
That shit is terrible, man.
It is terrible. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. A guy from the country genre. Yeah, it's not my favorite either, and yet you're my favorite musical guest. That's what's ironic about this, to see that you crossing the boundaries right there, man.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for being here, and I hope you get to come back more often. But back to songwriting here for a second. Why don't you walk us through? So all of us that are sitting here wondering, maybe how do artists come up with what they come up with? What's your major influence? What's your inspiration? And where do you go when you write a song? Is this the kind of shit that just pops in your head when you're riding passenger seat in a car, or do you wake up in the middle of the night and write in a book? Walk me through your process, man.
Well, there's a few things that happen. Every now and then, it's usually I drive a lot throughout the day, so it's usually the main way I write is a melody will pop in my head. And I don't know where it comes from, whatever, but a melody pops in my head most of the time.
You start there
and I start there first. So it's either I can't get the melody out of my head, so I'll open up, Evernote on my phone and record the melody, just mumbling a bunch of nonsense with it, but at least it has the melody there. So then I can go back home, find the chords on the guitar that fit that melody, and go from there. Today I had a melody hit me, and it started out with a few lines of lyrics I've been wanting to use for a while, and as I was driving, I just had to pull over in Ironton, Ohio, and I finished a song today.
That's
amazing. Yeah, so it was cool, but I've had a lot of frustration this week, so I feel, this first album that we put out on the Hilltop in September was a little bit on the sadder side of things, and I was going through some rough things in my life, and a few of the songs aren't about me, but most of the things are life experience. And then so these newer songs that we're working on, I've got a lot of influence, not just with other music that I listen to, but with the guys that I get to play with. So Alan Brown, Jeff McClellan, Hogan Bentley, Zane Fleming, and Noah Miller. Noah's a freak of nature, but sometimes.
What do you mean by that when you say freak of nature? Explain.
The kid can make the guitar do things that you just. Okay. It's amazing to watch. Like, I'm in awe every
Let's get him on here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can
Spread
do that.
the good
We
word.
can do that. So he just for instance, a few practices ago, Hogan, our drummer, started playing a beat on the drums, and then Noah comes in with a guitar part, and we wrote a song which is going to be on the new record. Hopefully, we're right now we're in the process of picking and choosing the songs, because we've got a nice list of songs that I think are going to make people happy. A little bit more upbeat, and some of them are a little bit more southern rocky than country. But then, like Why Can't You Love Me Again, kind of hails back to the older days of country. And so it could be something as simple as that, as a drum beat, and then Noah throwing in a guitar riff on top of that, and we kick off and write a song. So lyric-wise, it's usually an idea I have or something that's going on. This week it's been frustration, so frustration and sadness, and so I've put out two sad songs. I'm trying to steer clear of that, but when they happen. But I was trying to be a little bit more upbeat, a little bit happier. But sometimes life hits you right in the chest, and so you got to go with that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's so interesting to hear about how you write, because I know that there's so many guys that do it the exact opposite way. They'll start with the lyrics and they just try to find the melody. It's it's always interesting to pick the creative.
I've never
minds.
had success with that.
Yeah.
Man, the melody. If I've got the melody, I know I can fit lyrics, and it might take me time to write the story I want to write and put the message out that I want to put out. But man, writing lyrics just like in a poem setting, I can never find a melody for them. It's kind of a frustrating process.
Now, in Nic Allen and the Troubled Minds, do you write all the songs? Does anyone else write?
Well, we write music as a band, but lyric-wise, I write the lyrics,
Okay.
and most of the time I'll come to them with an idea and of like a skeleton of a song. This last album, me and Jeff did a lot of the writing, and music-wise, and then this album, it's kind of a group effort. I'll come to them with a skeleton of an idea and kind of the melody with the lyrics and everything, and then we'll build the song from there. And Alan Brown, another one of our guitar players, and just an awesome guy all around. He has ideas outside of the box that my mind can't process. So different little pauses and different progressions and different changes. He's able to think in ways that I can't to make the song more dynamic. So it's just really good to have a group that can help me get these songs to another level too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, if you surround yourself with just all yes men, and that's in anything in life, just all men that agree with everything you do, someone that won't let you step out, or someone that won't take you outside on purpose, then you're never gonna progress. You're never gonna get anywhere. That's all. You gotta keep those people around. They're important. You know what I mean? As long as they're not being assholes about it, you want those people around.
Because I don't need somebody agreeing with me 100%.
Right,
I
absolutely.
need some, like Jeff. I mean, he's wonderful for it. I'll send him something, and if he says, no, that fucking sucks, dude, try again, I'm like, all right, sounds good, man, thank you. So, I know it's honest, and it comes from a good place, because we're all trying to do, we all have the same goal in mind. We want to pursue music, and we want to make people happy, and we want them to like our music, and so when we approach it like that, we all have the same goal. It's not that one person's just trying to be a dick for the sake of being a dick.
Right.
We all want to make a good record, and we want to make music that people enjoy listening to.
Here's a dummy question for you, and people out there, they may already know this, but when you are, as a band, you're composing a song, the songwriting that we just talked about, you guys are kind of doing it as a band together. Even though you're writing the lyrics, you're composing the song together. It's all coming together as one. Now, who gets credit for that officially? Do all of your names go on there? How do you guys do it? Do you do it as the band?
We're, inside of the CD.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, those credits.
Usually lyrics by Nic Allen, but then all music composed by. Then we list the names.
Yeah.
Because they need credit too. We don't look for any. I don't know how the rights are even sold. So we split everything. We have 6 members, so we split everything 6 ways. No one guy gets paid more than the other. The band, we have a band fund, so we try to tuck a little bit away for that, for travel costs and merch and all that good stuff, and recording costs, because we're preparing for that. But we kind of give everybody credit, because it's everyone's band. I started out Nic Allen because it was solo. I was breaking off from a band of a different genre, because I come from a heavy metal background. And
I need to hear this sample.
Yeah.
We'll talk after the show.
Yeah,
so I was not a singer. I was more of a
Really?
yeah.
So we'll talk after the show. That sounds great.
Yeah. So which I've always, when I started out, the band was called Cumberland. So when I started that, it was more of it was an acoustic act, and I wanted it to be that, but as it kept progressing, we kept adding members. They wanted to go heavier and heavier. So when I broke away from that, and I got back to where I wanted to be, I just went with Nic Allen, and it was actually Nicholas Allen first, and somebody told me that sounded pretentious, so I was like, I've never gone by Nick, so I've never gone by Nicholas, so dropped it down to Nick, and then we added the Trouble Minds later, thanks to Jacob McComas, who helped me Holler at Jewel City Barbershop, but he helped me with that name. And
I like it.
Yeah, so we're, everybody gets credit because everybody puts in the same effort. I might write the lyrics, but, the music is just as important. So.
Now, what's your hometown, Nick? What's your little town you came from, West Virginia?
Actually,
Chesapeake.
Oh, you came to Chesapeake, Ohio. Gotcha. I know you wrote a song about Buffalo Creek. Okay, I got you.
Nic Allen and I grew up 2 minutes away from each other?
Yeah, it's not very far at all.
It's a small world. You guys and all that damn purple everywhere. Chesapeake.
No, we were South Point.
Oh, okay.
I switched to
On the other
Chesapeake
side.
initially.
Yeah,
high school. So.
Small town stuff that people that aren't from here have no idea what we're
My
talking
bad.
about.
Sorry,
everyone in
real
California that's
excited,
listening to this. Small town stuff. Gracie, anything else for Nic Allen before we head on out of here and just talk to Facebook Live?
Yeah, no, we need to talk about where your next shows are going to be.
Yeah. Where are the shows going to be, and where can we buy your stuff, man? Let's do that.
Right now, because I procrastinate and I'm terrible at social media, you can DM us or whatever, message us on.
You didn't feel right saying that, did you? You should have just went with it. It was right. You were good.
Country bumpkin trying to
slide on into the DMs.
Slide on into these DMs and I'll send you something. But no, you can message us on Facebook and I'll ship it out personally to you if you want. You can come to shows. Our Facebook is Nic Allen and the Trouble Minds, NIC, no K. So no K.
Why should you point at me? I did not write a K. I did not write a K.
I'm offended. But you can go Nic Allen and the Trouble Minds on Facebook, message us, and we'll get something shipped out to you. But we have shirts, hats, koozies, stickers, CDs. I think I only have 7 CDs left. So, and then our next show.
That's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem. Our next show is 2:15 at Sam's in Charleston, West Virginia. Then 2:22. A solo show, an acoustic show at the Woods in Huntington, and after that 3, 7 in Dayton, and then the rest of March is booked, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. So we're on a roll right now, and I hope things keep going.
That's great to hear. And those are all very doable locations. So everybody that's still watching, still listening in the area, in the Tri-State area, that is West Virginia, Ohio.
Hey, we're going to Georgia in March too, so if you guys have any...
They're going to love it.
Listeners in Georgia,
We do have listeners in Georgia.
Cool. So Georgia listeners.
Yeah, there you go. You guys heard it. And I encourage them when they do go to that Georgia show to come up to you and say, hey, I heard you on the... How cool would that be?
That would be wonderful.
It's happened to other guests. It's going to happen, dude. We have people all over the place. But that's amazing.
Oh, I forgot one.
Yeah, go for it.
228. It hasn't been announced yet, but it'll be at the Burl in Lexington, Kentucky. It's for Tyler Childers' Rupp Arena pre-show. So
I was gonna say, do you ever have the ability to wouldn't that be great to just open for him, man? You belong on that bill.
No,
Come on.
No.
Don't sell yourself.
I appreciate you saying something like
Come
that,
on,
but man, he is
well, he's great.
He's a master.
Yeah.
He's.
But you're telling me people wouldn't be happy with getting some Nic Allen to open up the show when they get there early, getting that first
I'm
beer?
gonna be crying like a baby,
Write some more music. Well, that's great, man. I tell you what, I don't know how many times I'm gonna have you on the show or talk to you in person. But one of these times we're going to talk and you're going to say, hey man, they found me in Nashville and I'm going to be there, dude. I'll make that drive. That's fantastic.
Can I point out one thing?
Yeah, go for it.
How tiny can they see this? How tiny this mouse is?
Yeah,
look how tiny that
the
mouse
world's
is.
smallest mouse.
It freaks me out a little bit.
I've been staring at my computer mouse the whole time.
That's what I stared at the whole time I was singing. It was just a tiny mouse. I was like, God damn, how do you use that?
That's for inspiration. It even has a scroll wheel.
I love that they took out the space to put a scroll wheel in the tiniest mouse.
Who was this made by? I don't know. That's insane. That's crazy. Well, Nic Allen, thank you so much. Another amazing job by you. We definitely want to have you back sometime. Facebook world, Spotify, iTunes, everyone that's listening to this, definitely research Nic Allen and Troubled Minds. Go find him. He just told you where to find him, where to buy him. You got to go catch a show if you're local. I mean, these places that you named, man, those are cheap shows.
Oh,
you
yeah.
get right in.
Come out, I think probably $7 is the steepest it'll get for a cover charge.
And one of these days you're going to play a venue where the beer's going to cost that per beer. Okay, that's going to happen, dude. But yeah, man, thank you so much as always.
Thank you.
And we're always glad to have you here, and we'd love to have you back.
Oh yeah, anytime, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's everything. Gracie, anything before we get out of here?
Yes. I have one question.
Yeah.
I have one question.
I'm scared already.
You should be. Have you stuck your balls in soy sauce yet?
Is this about tasting the soy sauce?
Yeah.
Can you please explain this?
I don't know. I just saw it.
Yeah.
Apparently your balls have like taste receptacles or
I
whatever.
think this is one of those Tide Pod challenges where, you know,
well,
first we were eating detergent, now we're...
Stop. You're not going to die from sticking your balls in soy sauce, Brian.
It's true, that's true.
So...
Yeah, I just feel a little salty about it.
Hopefully you'll be able to taste the saltiness.
Gracie,
so,
you know what? I'll keep you posted next episode. Guys, thanks for hanging in there. We'll see you next round.
Bye.
Later. And that's it. That's the show, man.
Wait,
Awesome.
Facebook.
Thank you, man.
Gracie, I told Brian about that before and he refused.
So we have soy sauce in the house, right?
Hey, everybody calm down.
Soy sauce!
That's Worcestershire works the same.
You and your Minnie Mouse.
Bitch,
Head on over
what
to
the
the
hell?
soy
Have you been
station.
practicing?
Facebook, since Brian's rudely interrupted me, I'll just give you the rest of my snaps.
I call rematch.
Ian
Okay,
just
do
sent me a
it.
picture of Jack Daniels. Shay, who's in the audience,
Woo.
little dork. I was gonna say depression, but I figured that would be said a lot, so instead I'll say stress eating. Same thing, Shay. Ian says he'd be a musician, totally. I don't know really who Ian is, sorry. Frank, which is a girl, and I don't really know how I know her, but she's on my snap, so here we go. Just gave me a face with a winged eyeliner. She can wing her eyeliner. I can't wing mine. I can wing everything but my eyeliner.
I can wing.
You just have to wing it.
Yeah, you said wing.
I guess so. My good pal Zane, you can snap him at the Zane Allen.
I love
Says,
Zane Allen.
Mortal Kombat smoke abilities.
Nice.
Kayla, which she already answered my poll on yours, so I'm wondering
What if
this
she
one-
reverses them?
Yeah, okay, let's see.
How weird would that
Let's
be?
see, we're gonna turn it up. Hopefully you can hear Facebook, if not, we're not too bad. No.
It really is.
You all need to clip that.
Kirby, that's 3 times we played it now. Kirby the Dick Sucker. Thank you, Kayla, for that.
Another Kayla says Kirby would get the ability to constantly clean. And another Ian says quiet drink. Again, there is one I'm missing, and oh, Luca Pina, our good pal. Brian R told you how to snap him.
What's going on, Holler? And if Kirby ain't the power of bass, he can knock those enemies out by playing bass.
That's a pretty good one, dude. If Kirby ate me, he'd get bass.
Oh, that's it, snap. That's it for me.
Okay, I've got some more. I've got just a handful more to open right here, and they're mostly text. So this one comes from Mike Anderson. This is back to what would your roommate, the things that your roommate does. He holds his leg over the back of his head and gets to cleaning his butthole. So many buttholes, dude. This is crazy. This next one comes from Brittany Trippett. She says, my roommate Timber makes a pouty face if I don't let him follow me into the bathroom every time I go in. So he likes to join. This one comes from Sarah. She goes, licks his butt.
Butt? You butt licker.
This next one comes from Maggie LaFear. Maggie says, my roommate eats his shit sometimes and then tries to kiss me without brushing his teeth.
Oh.
These nasty roommates. All their underwears and their buttholes. This is from Andrew Westcott. My roommate purposely lays in my spot of the bed and then licks his asshole. He has at least one evening ass snack every night. This is the most powerful butthole snack of all time. This next one comes from Pluto, aka Ploots. She says, my dog Jax will sneak up behind me and growl like a dragon. She also will hold anything you have her hand in, like a banana. She'll hold the banana. I'm just picturing the dog holds the banana.
Like
That's fucking awesome.
That's all. At least it's not a butthole.
This next one's from Jessica. It's just Jessica. With a K. She says, my roommate is always sniffing my fingers to see if there's food or if I've held any food recently. This next one comes from Nikki. She says, my roommate always wants to snuggle, then he farts and looks at me like I did it. And the farts are horrible, by the way.
Like that's just a boyfriend.
True.
We've got another Brittany here. Brittany says, my roommate likes to sneak into the spare bathroom and eat fresh cat shit out of the litter box. What a freak.
Some do, don't they?
That's it.
We need better roommates.
And that's it. So, Facebook Live, that's it. We're shutting you down at this point. Thank you for joining us. You got Nic Allen. We're going to bring this dude back sometime. You're all welcome for that, too, man. Like, dude, you did awesome, man. Appreciate you, dude.
Thanks for having me.
I know you had a family thing before this, and
Yeah,
so
that's
into
good.
this. Jen, if you're watching the end of this, thank you for letting us borrow your boy Nick here. But yeah, dude, maybe next time we'll sample a little bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, it's just
You got lucky on that bounce.
trash
No,
for some
I'm just
reason.
good.
See you later, Facebook.
I'm trying to like rest it until
Bye, Facebook. Bye, bitch.
starting out number 2. So
That's awesome, man. We're rooting for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna take